Insurance agents from around the world, welcome to the Insurance Guys podcast. My name is Scott Howell, your fearless host and leader, insurance agency owner, and insurance evangelist for I Protect Insurance and Financial Services, based out of Huntsville, Alabama. And before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome. He is a 6'3" sophomore from Saraland, Alabama. Parade first team All-American, Rivals 5-star recruit. He is a fantastic insurance agent and a great American. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome the incomparable Mr. Bradley Flowers. How are you, Bradley?
Great, Scott. How are you today?
Man, I'm doing fan-supertastic. Guys, I'm in Mobile, Alabama today, home of the free, land of the brave, birthplace of Mardi Gras. Well, it's February, and I know this episode won't come out for a while, but, I think it should be noted that Bradley intentionally sent me down to Mobile the week before Mardi Gras to make sure that I got here on time every morning.
That's a lot more calm than you told me the other day. But here's what Scott doesn't understand is nobody in Mobile works during Mardi Gras.
That's
literally nobody.
That blows my mind.
And Johnny's like, our producer Johnny's like, I'm not going to freaking be here. Like, what are you talking about? We couldn't have done that.
I can understand that, but I can also understand the value of me being down here during Mardi Gras so that I could have drank every bit of alcohol that was here during that week. So, guys, we've got a great show for you today, and I'm fired up. I love having guests on here that are changing the insurance industry, and this guy is doing that. I love people that have the same mindset and the same goal that we have, which is to help agents, and this guy is doing it every day. Remember, guys, rewards come from action, not discussion. We can sit over here and talk all we want to, but you got to get out there and get it done. And so, without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce our guest today. He is the founder and owner of Secure Agent Mentor, and we're going to get into what that is here real soon. He's also the founder of Secure Agent Leads. He lives in Springfield, Missouri. He went to Baptist Bible College, and he also played college basketball there. That's something he and I both have in common. Favorite saying that I have written down about him: quality leads are the key to success in the insurance business. His goal is to help train, mentor, and motivate insurance agents all over the world to succeed at their highest level. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the other incomparable Mr. Cody Askins. How are you, Cody?
Good, man. I'm excited to be on. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Man, I'm excited to have you, brother, and I appreciate your time this morning. As I told you off air, I'm humbled and blessed that you'd even want to be on this podcast today. I need you to do me a favor before we get started. I need you to climb in the passenger seat of my DeLorean and let me take you for a ride back in time for just a moment and tell our audience of 250,000 insurance agents how you got into the industry and kind of bring us up to today.
You got it, brother. I will do it. Absolutely. Man, I love your guys' intro to your guys' podcast. You get so fired up, man. It's like, how do I not get excited about being on this thing? But
everybody says that. We need to do an episode one day of a montage of everybody's reaction to your intro.
Yeah, I've had some crazy reactions.
But we're not recording in our studio today. We're in a conference room. Normally, he's way louder.
Oh, yeah. There's about 6 people sitting at cubicles outside this conference room right now that would love to pour gasoline on my head and set me on fire right now, because I guarantee you all of them are like, when is this going to stop ever? But get in my DeLorean with me, take me back in time, and let's talk about how you got in the industry.
Yes, sir. So my father has been in the business almost 30 years. He started in the business of April of 1990. Mm-hmm. I was born July of 1990. So he started 3 months before I was born. I've been used to the business for years. I never knew if I was going to jump in, though. You know what I mean? You always think, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Be an agent back then?
He was agent, manager, GM. Okay. Yeah, he's had one of the largest agencies for Fortune 500 company and all that. Listen
to this. I graduated high school in May of 1990. And listen, if I had known your father back then, he could have been one of the many, many, many people that turned me down to sell insurance. So we could have had that in common today.
Scott, anyway. What was it like insuring the first Model A?
Cody, he is so disrespectful to me. He's so disrespectful.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to try to be respectful. I'm not even going to mention that you graduated high school before I was born. So.
I love it.
I started in the business at 18 as an intern at a local Mutual of Omaha office.
Sweet.
And I started out dialing a phone book. you know, for a veteran agent before I even knew you couldn't even do that. And then I was in college playing basketball, staying really busy, kind of jumped into insurance part-time for a few months. And then I'm someone that I don't want to be on the sideline. You know what I mean? I want to jump in. I knew I could make a career of this. I grew up in it. I'd seen other agents be successful. I knew I could outwork them and kind of catch up and at least learn along the way. And so I jumped in at 19 as a full-time insurance agent. And in my first 8 months, I made $117,000 as a captive agent, captive agent comp, and just really, really dove in, really figured out what it took to succeed from a weekly standpoint.
Hey, by the way, at the 9-month mark, that company changed their comp plan.
Yeah, exactly.
They called it the Cody Askins endorsement to their comp plan, where they took it from whatever it was down to the new comp plan. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to laugh.
Dude, you're probably right. That's what's hilarious about corporate America. I was able to go on a few trips. I won Rookie of the Year, got to go to the World Series on 2 different occasions, got to go to 5-star resort and win some trips, and was just really, really blessed to have some success early on. I always knew that I wanted to be more than just the insurance agent that sold a lot of insurance. Right. I really had a passion with helping new and struggling insurance agents. And so over those next several years, I continued to sell, went independent, continued to sell. And then December 28th of 2015, a little over 3 years now, I put up my first YouTube video. And if you want to look back at it, it was awful. It was horrible. I'm like, dude, this dude sucks on video, man. Now we're fortunate to have about 6,000 subscribers on YouTube and decent following on Facebook. And we put up about 10 to 12 videos a week to help insurance agents over on our YouTube channel, Secure Agent Mentor.
I'm subscribing right now.
And so if I went to,
thank you, buddy.
I'll subscribe as well. But if I went over there and looked at that, what type of content are you putting on there?
Yeah, so we do 3 live insurance shows every week where we're breaking down numbers. We do insurance agent training, live Q&A, 8% club, because about 92% of insurance agents fail. We also do, like my main video that's up right now that we just put up a couple months ago, was I was sitting in Jamaica in a tiki hut on the ocean, calling my leads as they came in and setting appointments and recording it on video.
Wow.
And so that was, set 4 out of 10 on one call from Jamaica, just to prove that, with the right script and the right system and the right leads, anybody can make some money in this business.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit. I got about 4 to 5 different things I want to talk about today.
Man, you guys crank out the content on YouTube.
That's wonderful.
It's constant carrying content, man.
That's it. Slow dripping every day.
I need to add another C, consistent maybe. But
are y'all pumping content out every day?
It looks like multiple times a day.
We put out 1 to 2 videos a day to help agents.
Guys, listen, insurance agents, $250,000. That's free content. You're not having to put your credit card in before you watch the video on YouTube. This is free content that they're pumping out every day.
Thank you, buddy.
Tell me about Secure Agent Mentor. So I can go to YouTube. I can watch some stuff on there. If I'm an agency owner, and let's say I've got 2 or 3 employees, a couple of agents, I want to deep dive into Secure Agent Mentor. Do you guys have a contract or an agreement where you'll come out to the agency to train people? Tell me how it works.
We've got multiple layers. That's something I've been able to do on several occasions. I was able to do several breakout sessions for a company in Vegas. I was able to go to Ohio and train a team of agents. Been fortunate enough to speak at a couple events, one being my own. Go figure. And then with Secure Agent Mentor, there's really 3 different layers. We do generate a lot of leads using digital marketing, about 50,000 leads a month, a lot. And that's at secureagentleads.com. We also have the Cody Askins brand, which is focused on coaching programs and Insurance Wealth University with 150 training videos and really helping new and struggling insurance agents. And then we have 8% Nation, which is our Insurance Wealth Conference that we've done.
Right.
So are those mainly life insurance leads, or is it all kind of insurance?
Yeah, it's all kinds of insurance. Yes, sir.
Cool. And so what makes you different? How do you differentiate yourself in terms of leads? I mean, listen, I'm going to speak for the 250,000 insurance agents that are listening to this show right now. I've been using leads since 2008. I'm not using them right now, but there's no telling how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent on leads. But, you get this same old thing where, we've got the best leads in the industry, and then
they're good for 2 weeks.
Yeah, then, you're right. You sign up with them and you get like 4 or 5 clients out of it. You pop 4 or 5 and your associate agent's running in there to you going, oh my gosh, this is the greatest lead thing we've ever done. And then about a month later, it just, for some reason, I don't know if they're just giving you the good leads on the front end to get you hot and bothered. But then after about a month, everything you get's like, I just clicked on that to get a Subway sandwich. I didn't want any damn insurance. Tell me how you guys differentiate yourself in that world.
And you're going to have people say that, because I've had leads I generated myself where they say that, and I'm like, that's not how I got your information.
Right. Yeah, so there's 3 things that we do to kind of separate ourselves, because anyone generates a lead. You can get leads from anybody.
Right.
There's 3 things that we do to differentiate ourselves. Number 1, it would be the training that we provide. So we actually give a 4-page PDF with what to say on the call, what to say to objection, voicemail script, door knock script, email script, text script, actual live dials of me dialing the exact leads we're going to be giving you. So that's the first piece, is like the extras that we provide, because everybody can say that, hey, these are fresh leads or exclusive leads. You're probably going to have success and you're going to like them and all that. Well, a lead, as a lead vendor, I never thought I'd be saying I would be a lead vendor, but after a few years I am. A lead is someone that has some level of interest in more information about what you're wanting to talk to them about. Sure. Lead vendor can control what they put on the ad, so what the prospect sees, and then also who sees it. Now, they have less control when it comes to if they remember doing it or if they're not interested. And so a lot of it, definitely the vendor is important, but also the agent's skill level and what they do and what they say can make a big difference. I've got several tips that we can go over a different day and different videos that we have. But the biggest thing that agents make a mistake of when they're calling leads is they pause. And they're not in control of the call. So they say, hey, you know what? You went online and said you wanted to buy life insurance. And then they pause, and then someone jumps in and gives you an objection. And so we believe when you're calling leads, you should always finish with a question. So that's the first thing, is training.
Keep it open.
Absolutely. The second thing is the relationship. If someone doesn't have success with our leads and they're not happy, I call them from my cell phone. And I talk to them about, hey, what can I do to help you have a better experience? So I try to build a personal relationship with every single person. I can't talk to everybody, but I really believe that separates us from the giants that are doing $200 million a year in leads that you'll never get to talk to anybody that you want to talk to.
Exactly.
So the relationship piece is big for us. And then service. I preach service in our team meeting every single morning, and service is what will separate you. I was in Vegas at a conference. A lady ran up to me and said, I absolutely love you guys. You guys respond. Your service is amazing. She gave me a hug and said, I've never seen a lead vendor with better service than you. Now, are we perfect? No, but we really strive to be that way.
That's awesome.
Now, when you say relationships, you said you call from your cell phone. Are you saying you call the agency from your cell phone to find out the problem, or are you saying you're calling that lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe both. I don't do this a lot. We thought about starting to record some of this. Now, an agent, unfortunately, from time to time, won't have perfect success, right? And they'll say, hey, your leads are horrible. Well, I had this happen a few months ago, and I actually said, you know what? I can understand you're upset. I'm going to call your leads just to provide the recordings and set you appointments just to prove they work. And first call, I booked an appointment.
Right.
So as a vendor, it's always easy to blame the agent, but 50-50, it's on the vendor, it's on the agent. So just that piece of trying to help the agent, calling prospects if I have to, calling agents as an owner to really help them because they gave us some money. So,
in terms of your lead service, your lead vendor business, Secure Agent Leads, which, by the way, guys, secureagentleads.com if you want to go there.
Yes, sir.
And get leads. In terms of your service, what does your contract look like? Are you doing, do they have to sign up for a year? Is it a trial? How does that work?
They can order as little as 10 leads one time.
Right.
There's no contract. We have them sign off on a terms of service that just explains our replacement policy and a couple of other things. But I don't believe in holding people hostage, putting them in a contract. If they want to just try 10 leads, great.
Gotcha. I want to jump over for just a minute back to Secure Agent Mentor. What is the number one issue in terms of training agents? What is an issue that you see just crop up time after time after time in terms of agency training?
Okay, I would say the big three things would come down to the number one is generally their system. I believe in having a weekly system that produces results consistently. Most people don't have a system. They don't know what it is. That's the first one.
And the consistency is very important with that. If you have a system but you're not consistent, it's not going to work.
Now, we have lots of systems and processes in my agency, so let's drill that down for a second. When you say system, Are you saying system for making outbound calls for sales, or which system are you talking about?
A complete system and schedule and process of like, hey, we buy these leads, or we do this, or we make dials here, or we use this script, and then we set appointments for these days, or we want to give so many quotes, right? So I'm big in breaking down numbers to where literally every number along the way is broken down. I don't care if you're door knocking, giving quotes, setting appointments, teleselling. You need a system that generally produces similar results week in and week out. The second thing is objections. I've got the simplest objection process you'll ever hear. Most agents struggle with objections, and they don't have to.
You said the three biggest issues. One was they don't have the systems in place. Two was objections, not being able to handle objections, not having a process to handle objections. Is there a third?
Yeah, there's a third. And with the objections, I use a 3-step method. It's called my 3 A's to overcoming objections: agree, answer, and ask. So if someone's trying to set an appointment with someone, they say, hey, you know what? I'm not interested. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, because you request the information, it's my job to get it to you. I'm the local guy, and I'll be out in your area. So should I drop that off in the morning or in the afternoon? That's just like a random example. So finish it with a question, keep control of the call, and kind of move closer to the goal. And the third one's phone. Majority of agents are very weak on the phone, and the phone's typically a big piece of what we do.
Right.
And you don't ever ask them a question they can say no to.
Exactly.
You know, you keep that open-ended conversation, and then you can tie it up with, well, it sounds like we should probably do business together.
Mike Stromso says the phone is the biggest sales tool we have by far.
Yep. Number one.
Yeah. The cell phone is the biggest sale.
So now, guys, and I hope you're writing this shit down right now, he was spitting gold about objections. Agree, answer, and then the phone was the third one. So
ask,
ask. Let's go to the sexy part of this conversation. Y'all ready to get sexy? We're going insurance agents from around the world.
Take your shirt off, Scott, please.
Insurance agents from around the world. We're about to go to the Victoria's Secret lingerie section of this conversation. So get ready for this.
That's not a paid sponsorship.
They should be, though. So, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about something here. 8% Nation. And here's where my boy Cody is changing people's lives. Last year at Nissan Stadium, for those of you that don't know, that is in Nashville, Tennessee, where the Tennessee Titans play, we had 8% Nation. Would you like to tell our listening audience who the primary speakers were at 8% Nation last year?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. So the main few were Grant Cardone, who's got 6 million followers on Facebook, huge in sales training. One of the other main speakers was Hall of Fame linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens, Mr. Ray Lewis, who has ridiculous amounts of passion. I mean, he was fired up on stage.
That's his Super Bowl now, speaking.
Yeah, if you're not fired up after you hear Ray Lewis speak, I don't know what to tell you to do.
This is true. He wants to make you run through a wall.
Tell our listening audience, I want to hear more about Grant Cardone. Did you have a chance to spend some time with him?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been to his conference, that front row. I've been to his office. I've recorded some videos there. We've done a coaching session together. We got to hang out while he was speaking at the event. Dude, he gets me thinking bigger at every turn. He just does.
Of all the times you've been able to be around Grant, what is the one thing that he's kind of impacted your life with?
This is going to sound odd and be very rare, but I didn't used to invest enough in my business. We reinvest 7 figures into our business now, and we didn't before I met him. And so advertising, content, like you guys said, 1 to 2 videos a day, like that's a lot of content.
I've had the fortunate opportunity to have coffee with him a few years ago, and he's one of those guys that whether you agree with his message or not, whether you agree with the things he talks about or not, whether you like him or not, he's one of those guys that when you're around him, he brings the energy level up, he brings the motivation up. I mean, wasn't like trying to motivate me. We just had a quick conversation. And I actually sold one of the biggest life policies I've ever sold that afternoon. And I firmly believe it was just because I was jazzed up from this meeting, you know?
Right. Well,
that's awesome.
Cody, I posted a micro podcast about 4 weeks ago about how to grow your agency.
Tell people where to find that.
The Insurance Guys Podcast on our Facebook page, the Insurance Guys Podcast. About 4 weeks ago, I posted the Scott Howell 3-step program for growing your insurance agency in 2019. Step number 1, numero uno of that process, was to stop what you're doing and go to audible.com and download 10X by Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
Because I have never met one person who has ever read or really listened more than read, because Grant actually, he's the one talking on the book, which gets you even more fired up. But I have never seen somebody read that book or listen to that book that did not immediately grow. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling cars, books, insurance, that doesn't matter. That book it's just an amazing book, and I would encourage all of our listening audience to read it. Go ahead,
Cody. Talk about 8% Nation this year and what you guys are planning. This will definitely be out before then. Get the folks a little bit fired up about this conference. I know I'm fired up about it.
I love it. Thank you, guys. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of that book, too, by the way. 10X is amazing. So this year, 8% Nation is coming to Dallas, Texas. We have rented out the entire hotel, the Statler. The Statler is a new 5-star hotel, downtown Dallas, just built last year in 2018. The event is going to be held at the Statler July 26th and 27th. We're going to do things a little different this year. So our first speaker that we've agreed upon, I'm a big Cowboys fan, so why not? It's in Dallas, is Hall of Fame wide receiver from the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Michael Irvin, who also has a ton of passion. Like, that's a theme that has to be a part of the conference, is like Ray Lewis. They got to have some freaking passion, man. They got to want to help some people. And so possibly have a podcast recorded live from stage.
Ooh. Wonder who that is.
After our conversation earlier.
Well, let us know who that is, and we'll let them know.
Okay, perfect. You got it. I will do that. Also, looking at doing some live training, possibly even some live dialing, like the things that we talked about, addressing some of those things from stage. And as we look for speakers, those are things that we really want to hone in on, because there's a lot of conferences, and I love the motivation. I love the passion. Like, it still helps. It really does. But I want to also feel like there's a ton of insurance training related value, because it sucks that about 92% of insurance agents fail. And you guys are doing your part to help that, and I want to do mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I'll tell you something. That part of that program that you just mentioned, where you're doing live training up on stage, where you're doing live calling and things like that, man, insurance agents are starved for that. That's been the one thing I said this in about 4 podcasts here in this year. 2019, I wanted to be the year that each podcast gave actionable steps for different things that people could improve on or get better in, and things they could listen to the podcast, stop the podcast, and actually go take action. Yeah. That is fantastic.
And those are the best ones. The entertainment value is great, but the best ones are the ones like this podcast, where we're able to provide tangible things that you could implement immediately and track the results.
Right.
And, I'm a big branding guy. We can sit here and talk Instagram all day, but you're not going to have immediate results from that. So we always get the best feedback, and we love the messages from people that are like, I listened to this podcast and I made $8,000. Like, that's to me. And I love that you guys are kind of bringing that to the conference, because it's easy to go to the motivational route. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The motivational route sells tickets, but if you can provide something tangible for all those people to take away and implement in their agency immediately, it just makes it that much more valuable.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Cody, before we close this, I want to do one thing. Okay. So we've already talked about, if somebody is interested in getting leads from you, they want to try something different. They've been burned 15 times before, but they're going to give it one more shot. They can go to secureagentleads.com. If they need some training for their staff or themselves in terms of insurance agency training, can they go to, what's the web address they go to there?
Yeah, for there, they would go to CodyAskins.com.
CodyAskins.com. So, yes, guys, if you're needing some training, if you need something related to insurance sales training, CodyAskins.com. And then if our listening audience, if the Army wants to go to 8% Nation Talk to them about how they go there and where to go to sign up and register.
Absolutely. Yep. So you can go to 8percentnation.com, the number 8, and then percent spelled out, nation spelled out.com. You've got 3 different ticket levels. You can even go in and actually choose your seat as you're purchasing your ticket.
Right. Oh, man, that's awesome. How many people are you expecting this year at that conference?
About 1,100.
Okay. Awesome. That's cool. Well, man, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you being on the show today. I think maybe some of the information we gave out today can be very helpful to some agents. I'll tell you what, guys, insurance agents around the world, if you don't do anything else, go to YouTube and start watching some of this YouTube content that he's putting out, and that in and of itself will probably help you. But I just want you to know, Cody, how much we appreciate what you're doing in the industry. You are one of many people that we have on the podcast that is changing the insurance industry, and you should be very proud of that, and I am very proud of you for that. That's a big deal. Guys,
the authenticity, Cody, and the fact that you actually care, it comes across. I will say that.
Absolutely.
So, and I know that's important to you.
Well, and not only that, but he's done it.
Right, right.
He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt, been to the rodeo. So to me, that means a lot. It's a lot easier to listen to Tom Brady if you're trying to be a professional quarterback.
Well, and we had this conversation last night. We were talking about marketing. To me, you have 2 types of vendors. You have the vendors who are simply selling products to insurance agents that have never done it before, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But then you have the ones who've done it and or they're currently doing it who are saying, hey, look, this worked for me, and it's battle-tested in the moment.
Exactly.
Use it for you, and that has way more value to me anyway.
Absolutely. To think that somebody has a lead vending service that he will actually answer his cell phone or call you if you have a problem with leads. Are you freaking kidding me? Try doing that with any of this other bunch out there.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've done it. Name one, and I've used them all.
We're not going to do it just because we don't want to do it.
I know. Guys, listen.
Thank you for saying that.
Guys, Cody, I'm going to close this thing out. Guys, listen to me. You've got so many resources. If you're struggling out there, reach out to some of these guests and go and watch some of these videos. Follow the advice of people who've been there before. And most importantly, get your ass out from behind that desk today. Go open that front door and go out into the big bad world and make money for your family, make money for your kids, make money for your parents that are struggling, and go support them by selling insurance today. Write good business for the companies that you represent. Write good business for the agencies that you represent. Bradley Flowers, I love you.
You too, buddy. Thanks, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. We really
thank you guys so much. I'm fired up, man.
We really appreciate you today. Guys, you are listening to the Insurance Guys podcast, and we'll be back here real soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to the Insurance Guys podcast. If you need to know more about me or you need to get in touch with Scott, you can always reach me at theinsuranceguyonline.com or email me at iprotectins@gmail.com. And if you need to get in touch with Mr. Bradley Flowers, go to bradleyflowersinsurance.com or email him at bradley@saralandinsurance.com. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to being with you again real soon on the next episode of The Insurance Guys. Take care.